Check 1 2. The Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association presents Trackside Live. Trackside Live is presented by the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Now let's go trackside to the Delaware County Fairgrounds and your host, Frank Froz.
Good morning and welcome to the Delaware County Fairgrounds as we get set for day 3 of racing in our 5 days of Delaware, and this is Trackside Live, and I'm joined this morning by one of the up-and-coming stars in harness racing, Austin Hanners. Austin, thanks for taking the time to join us this morning.
No problem, thank you.
You come from a harness racing family. You were born in California while your family was out there racing. Mm-hmm. And you moved back here when you were young. Talk a little bit about the family and the dynamics of being raised in a harness racing family.
So on my mom's side, my grandpa Al Jones, he drove, and my grandma Nancy Jones at the time, she drove. And then on my dad's side, all the way back to my great grandpa, he drove, and obviously my dad's dad and him, and my mom, she's an active trainer, so we all do it. My brother. So.
Was it meant for you to go into this business? Because yesterday we were talking, you said you wanted nothing to do with it.
No, I didn't. I just wanted to play football and basketball and just stay away from it. And then I was probably just starting into middle school, and my dad was like, "You're not going to just sit around all summer. You're going to help in the barn." And then it's just kind of taken off from there.
Your father had almost 5,000 wins as a driver. He passed away when you were about 16. That must have been rough on you.
Yeah, it was, but we were born or raised to be strong, so we just kept right on rolling. I had to take over, and like I said, everything ever since I went into this, I've just actually enjoyed it more and more. So.
Was your dad one of those guys, and it sounds like he was, like, oh, no, you're going to work. You're not sitting around. Even if you don't like the work you're doing, you're going to do something.
Oh, yeah, he was always like that, even in sports. If you wanted to do something, you got to go at it hard.
Going at it hard, where'd you go to high school, and what did you play in high school?
I went to East Clinton High School, which is in Sabina, Ohio, and I played football and basketball. In football, I played running back and middle linebacker, and basketball, I played of a forward, so I was always bigger guy.
Star in high school?
On the football field, not so much on the basketball floor.
Why not?
I wasn't fast enough, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I was pretty good at football.
Any plans to go on and play it in college?
Yes, definitely. I got hurt my senior year. I might have went on there for a couple of years.
Okay, so let's talk about what prompted the decision to finally go, okay, I'm at the barn, I'm working, I might as well think this might end up being my career.
You just every day, just a little bit, and I started as a groom, and then started jogging a few, and then training a few, and then my sister actually had a couple horses, and she asked me to go to the matinee. That's the first time I ever sat in a race bike, and I just fell in love with it.
Do you remember that matinee?
Oh, yeah.
Where was it?
Upper Sandusky.
Was there anybody else in that first race?
Jack Daly and Luke Hanners.
Oh, and tell me about this guy named Luke Hanners.
That's my little brother. He took a stint at Northfield and then went out east to Rosecroft in the Meadowlands, and he's currently at Saratoga, and he's doing really, really well.
I was going to have him as one of our features in our video newsletter at the end of last year, and he goes, "Nah, you don't want to do me." I said, "Well, why not?" He goes, "I'm leaving. I'm going to the East Coast." So now we were back in our tent, and Bill Peters was telling me that he had called that first matinee race with you and your brother in it. So that's where I got that from. You started driving. You remember that first win?
Yes, I do. It was with one of my mom and dad's horses, Rehab Mountain, and it was definitely a blast.
Where was it?
Salina, Ohio.
Oh, you got good memory for that. You are having your best year ever. 168 wins coming in today. What has it taken so far to get to that point in your career?
Just being accountable and showing up and working hard. I've had a couple jobs throughout the year that have really helped me get to where I'm at, and people that have been supportive. So like I said, a lot of support and hard work.
What went through your mind when you finally decided this is going to be my career and I am going to be a driver? Was there one moment?
No, like I said, I actually just fell in love with driving when I got in a bike that day at the matinee, and that's kind of what I wanted to do ever since.
What do you like most about it? Is it the speed, the thrill, the action?
I don't think there's one thing in particular. I just really enjoy it.
Okay. You've been very fortunate this year. You've picked up some rides with Steve Carter, and that relationship seems to be going very well. How important is it to have a trainer like Steve Carter in your corner helping you out as well?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Getting to drive some live horses for him has made a big difference. And, just having someone that is, backing you is a big thing, especially, I got a couple guys like him, and they're pretty ready to go every time you get in the bike, and as long as you put them in the right spot, they're going to make money, and it makes a big difference.
What's the best horse you've sat behind?
Maybe a little biased. I would say Paco LeBrook as my dad's best horse, and he was pretty special. Even though I got to drive him at the tail end of his career, it was special. He was just a freak of an animal. But besides him, I'd probably say Oakwood Annabella for Brian Brown. She was probably on that level.
When you get behind a horse for the first time, what do you look at the program to see what the horse has done? How do you analyze it? Do you talk to the trainer?
Yeah, the trainer will come over and give you a couple pieces of advice or wisdom, but most of the time, around here you're racing against the same horses all the time, so there's not too much that you don't know about them, or the program can tell you what they've been, their form and stuff, but racing against them, you usually get to know how their tendencies and stuff.
How are you in taking advice from trainers on how to drive their horses?
Oh, you always got to listen.
Do you follow what they say, though?
You try to. Sometimes things don't work out, and you got to have plan B, plan C when the gate folds. But, that's, you try to stick to a game plan, but especially in Ohio, it's tough to stick with one game plan.
It's funny that you said that because your uncle, Jeff Smith, told us that. We had talked to him right before the Ohio Sire Stakes Championship, and Tyler was driving one of the horses, your cousin, and he said, I asked him, I said, do you tell him what to do? He goes, no, I let him do it, and he's quicker with the game plan. And that, at what point does the game plan change sometimes?
When the wings fold, that's usually when you got to make all your decisions. You can have a plan set, but it all changes when they say go.
Okay. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have more with Austin Hanners right after this on Trackside Live.
Your animals provide unconditional love. When they hurt, you want the best care available to help them enjoy life again. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center is here for you and for them. From heart disease to cancer, diabetes to broken bones, and 24-hour emergency services, Ohio State's team of experts make a difference in the lives of animals and the family members who love them. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
The future is bright in Ohio. Ohio Sire Stakes, Buckeye Stallion Series, 65 county and independent fairs. Whether it's the Ohio Sire Stakes, the Buckeye Stallion Series, or the County Fair, Ohio has a place for your racehorse. This year, Ohio breds are racing for over $20 million in stakes purses. Be part of the winning. Breed, buy, race, win in Ohio.
Welcome back to the Delaware County Fairgrounds and Trackside Live. I'm Frank Froz, joined by Austin Hanners, one of the up-and-coming drivers in the industry here in Ohio. Austin, you drive an awful lot at the fairs. What do you like about driving at the fairs?
I don't know if there's too much to like. It's fun, though. No, I'm just kidding. It's fun. It's different. More action. Short fields compared to being at the raceway.
When you're with these short fields, is it one of those situations that it's a lot easier to drive when you're not driving in 9-10 horse fields?
I wouldn't say it's easier. Like I said, you're on a half and there's a lot more action, but usually one or two horses are lay over the field sometimes in those fair races, so it's a lot easier to, dictate the fractions or whatever happens.
Now, yesterday you had kind of a unique day. You were up at Ashland. They had 2 cards, a morning card and an afternoon card. You went up there to drive the first couple races at Ashland, then get back down here to drive. Talk about how that comes about and what goes into your decision to say, okay, yeah, I'm going to go up there and drive a couple and then come down here.
I usually will just look and see if you can, make both of them, and you just got to try to plan it out. You don't want to try to overbook yourself in a situation like that. I just looked; those 2 horses had decent shots, and I've drove them all year. Actually, one of them's in to go here Thursday, so I just wanted to kind of drive him and get him ready for this week.
Are you one of those young drivers that'll go anywhere to drive? Like if you have a day off at a Scioto or at a Dayton, not so much Dayton, more Scioto because that's when the fair is, that you'll go and maybe find a track just to drive and just keep doing it?
Oh, yeah. People say I'm a sicko and things like that, so, yeah.
How many's the most you've driven in a day? You remember?
I'm not sure. I would say probably just qualifiers at Scioto when they have like 25, 26 qualifiers, but I don't know, something like that. Just at qualifiers probably when they have days like that.
Talk about your day. When does the day for an Austin Hanners start, and what goes into your entire day?
Well, I own a couple horses with my mom, so I'll go in the morning and jog those ones, or if she needs a little extra help, I'll help her out, but I do that in the mornings, and then usually I'll go to the track at night or have a fair. We'll go there and then to the track.
You look like you're in pretty good shape. Do you work out?
I do in the wintertime, but no, not too much in the summer, not a lot of time.
Do you find you're sore after racing days, or is your body just attuned to like, okay, just another day?
No, I would say that, yeah. I mean, just doing it every day, but I don't think you have to be in that good a shape to do this or anything like that.
Really? Might be hope for me. Look at the way I am right now. You're going to have an easy day today. You talked about it driving here at Delaware. You've only got 4 drives. What's on the schedule for you today?
I know there's a couple Buckeye Stallion series, a couple fair events, but not too busy of a day today.
Do you get to sit back then and enjoy Delaware since you've only got 4 drives today?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have a camper here, and we'll definitely enjoy the day and hopefully do a little good.
And then, but it gets busier tomorrow and Thursday, doesn't it?
Yeah, I got quite a few in tomorrow and a couple more on Thursday.
One of the ones you've got on Thursday is for your mom in the Buckeye Ohio Breeders' Championship. Tell us about that horse.
He's had a little bit of bad luck this year. Hopefully it's going to start to change. He's got Thursday in the Breeders' Championship, and then he goes to Virginia for the Sire Stakes. So we're hoping to have a little more luck the rest of the year.
Does Mom know what's best when telling you what to do? Mom
doesn't tell me what to do. She lets me kind of do it, She's a trainer. She does a great job, and hopefully, like I said, we have a little bit of luck the rest of the year with this guy.
Now, you talked about owning horses. How many do you have yourself right now, or parts of?
I think I own 2 right now. A trotter that we've only raced a couple times, and there's a demon in me. He raced yesterday in the Signature Series, so just 2 right now.
How is Austin Hanners the owner compared to Austin Hanners the driver when dealing with his own horses?
I tell you what, I don't actually drive them most of the time. My girlfriend, Debbie, she drives them most of the time, and she's done really good.
Do you tell her what to do?
No,
or do you?
Absolutely not. I let her do it.
Smart man. Smart man right there. So, do you like owning the horses?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely different. I enjoy it.
Well, good. What's your favorite fair to drive at?
Oh, definitely this one. Hands down.
If you throw Delaware out of the mix, do you have one?
Probably Courthouse or Wilmington. That's kind of where I grew up around, so probably one of those 2.
What's your favorite fair food?
Corn dog.
How many have you had so far this week?
None.
None?
No, been too busy.
We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we've got some video that we shot yesterday that we're going to show you of Austin in the bike during his drives yesterday when we return to Trackside Live.
Athletes, they come in all shapes and sizes. They catch, they leap, they run. Some athletes even come with 4 legs and paws and hooves. When these beloved family members need care, remember the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio State experts wrote the book on exceptional animal care and know how to get our best friends back on their feet. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
Hot summer fun!
Sun's out, guns out, hot summer fun.
Hot summer fun. Hot summer fun.
Welcome back to the Delaware County Fairgrounds in Trackside Live. I'm Frank Froz along with Austin Hanners. And yesterday, we talk an awful lot about Matt Clark, who does a lot of our video work for us. And yesterday, Matt had the opportunity to put some GoPros on some of the bikes in the races. And one of the drivers he featured on with the GoPro was Austin Hanners yesterday. And Matt's off camera. But Matt, what goes into putting that GoPro on, and what do you try to accomplish with it?
It's just a unique view, it's probably as close as most people are going to ever get to actually sitting in a sulky, you can see how large the horses are, how fast they're actually going, and, obviously some of the strategy that goes into it too, and how close things can get out there. You kind of miss some of that watching it on simulcast or watching it from the apron even, Devin was a perfect example yesterday. There was a little bit of looked like interference behind the gate that went unnoticed. But there's stuff that happens out there all the time that the normal casual viewer doesn't see.
Now, yesterday they picked a horse that you were driving that you thought was going to do well. Unfortunately, the horse did not do well, and it's usually a 2-minute race, minute and 40, 50, whatever. But we got about 45 seconds of video. So let's roll the video. And Austin, is there sound on it?
No.
Okay. Austin, talk a little bit about, just kind of talk over what you're seeing here.
Oh, yeah. My game plan was to try to get her away close. She had a little shot. I thought she'd win a couple legs of this, and I kind of landed in a good spot. It's just a bad day for her yesterday.
Now you're sitting here on the outside. Looks like you're post 7 or 8 here. How difficult is it when you're starting that far outside?
Just depends on how much gate speed your horse has got, or stuff like that. Like she just got to kind of fall right into a good spot here, and sometimes if you got one that don't have as much speed, it doesn't work out that easy.
Now, how much talking is going on between you guys out there, or is it just you're trying to get your horse's attention?
I would say more the attention thing. Definitely not much talking.
Well, Matt, that's great. That really is. It's amazing how close you are to the action, and you can see the things like that you were able to accomplish there. When you're driving, how much give and take is there out there between you and the other drivers? You hear so much about opening holes for other people or getting parked and that. Is there bad blood out there sometimes?
Maybe sometimes, but more so, if you're given a hole, maybe you want to follow them or get them out of the way so you can get to the outside. Or if there's give and goes, you don't care to give that horse a spot to, like I said, get them out of the way, or maybe you want to follow them because they got a better horse and think that it'd be better for them to tow you into the right spot.
When you're out there, especially in big races like that, do you look at what the other horses do in the program, or do you just worry only about your horse?
I would say it's both. You got to try to put your horse in the best spot to make the most amount of money. Sometimes you're limited, and I wouldn't say based off the morning lines, but their performances of recently.
When you're named on 2 horses, what goes into the decision which one you're going to choose?
Sometimes mostly which one's the better horse, and if they're pretty evenly matched, you try to take a better spot to make money that day.
So it all comes down to money.
Oh, I wouldn't say all that, but this is a competition to try to do the best you can. So
now, like we said earlier, your father passed away when you were 16. He had almost 5,000 wins. Is there drivers that you look to now maybe for some advice on, just driving, what to do with horses, training, that aspect of it, owning?
I would say, my cousin Tyler, he helps a lot. Brett Miller, and those two guys, they're big helps. And if I ever need some advice training, I would look to Sandy Beatty. He's helped me a lot. I used to work for him. So,
how many are in your mom's barn?
I think there's 4 or 5.
4 or 5. So not a big operation, just enough.
No, just enough to keep busy.
All right. What's on the Austin Handlers bucket list in harness racing?
Well, obviously the jug. I think everybody from Ohio would tell you that one. Other than that, probably the Hambletonian.
Now, you mentioned the 2 big pacing and trotting races. What do you prefer, pacers or trotters?
No preference. Definitely as an owner or a trainer, I would pick a trotter, but no preference as far as driving.
Why do you like the trotters better as an owner or trainer?
More of a challenge. I think they're definitely more of a challenge. If you got one that's making breaks, I think you feel more accomplished at the end of the day if you fix that than a pacer. You just throw hobbles on them and they go.
So many people have said that anybody can train a pacer.
I wouldn't say it's that easy, but they're definitely way better gated than trotters most of the time.
Well, Austin, I want to thank you for taking the time to come over here this morning and joining us for Trackside Live. Enjoy your day today with only 4 drives, but it's going to get busy tomorrow and Thursday for you.
For sure. Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you. That's our Trackside Live with Austin Hanners this morning. We will be back at 12:40 for Countdown to Post Time as we get set for day number 3 of racing of our 5 days in Delaware. 16 races on today's card, so it's going to be a bit of a short card for us today, especially when you look at Thursday, 25 races on the card. So for Matt Clark, Austin Hanners, I'm Frank Froz. Thank you, and we'll see you a little later today. Goodbye, everybody.
This has been Trackside Live. Trackside Live is presented by the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Trackside Live is a production of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.